I was reading about in history. I was reading about the Great Depression, man, when we was in food lines and we was getting our food from not us, because I wasn't around then, but when people were standing in food lines getting food and stuff like that, there we going back there. They don't want to talk about the severity of COVID-19, but it has to be very serious because economically, it's impacting the United States economy so bad that when we look at this whole thing here on a bigger, grander scale, man, we looking at they shutting down businesses, they're shutting down restaurants, they're shutting down parks, they're shutting down economic structures that generate millions of dollars on a daily basis. Hollywood Boulevard was a ghost town last night. I went to Hollywood last night and it was a total ghost town. I was amazed because I've never in all my life seen it look like that. And the thing about it that was so interesting to me was the fact that, I mean, this is one of the greatest attractions in the city of Los Angeles on the West Coast, actually. When you go through Hollywood, if anybody that's ever been there knows that when you walk Hollywood Boulevard, man, in the middle of the night, let's say before 2 a.m. when they stop serving alcohol, it's about 2, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people up and down the boulevard, man. It's like the Las Vegas Strip. Last night, man, lately, it's been, man, an economic boom, man. The tourism, because out here we have what they call these tour buses. I know y'all watch TMZ. Anybody that watches TMZ is familiar with the TMZ tour, but that's not the only company that has a tour bus. And the thing about it is that when you go out there, you see there are no tour buses. They regularly bring hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people through the city on tour buses. Hollywood especially, because that's where they always go for the maps of the stars' homes and stuff like that there. So when you trip off of this here and you're looking at it, man, and you see it for what it is, it's really kind of crazy because of the fact that economically, man, the United States is suffering a great boom. And from what I can see here, they're losing millions. I'm pretty sure in some of the places you guys are in, you can see the same thing is taking place, man. It's so much going on. It's crazy, man. And oh yeah, don't forget, y'all catch me at madronald.com. That's my personal website. bloodsandcrips.net. Right now, I'm on Instagram at mad_Ronald_Roland. I'm on my Facebook page at madronaldroland. But you'll be able to see the edited version of this video on bloodsandcrips.net and at Mad Ronald Media over there on YouTube also. That's what I'm gonna be doing because I'm gonna be saving this video right here. So you know what I'm saying. Y'all make your comments and stuff like that there, so that because I got a lot of good feedback. If anybody got any good questions, any good comments, anything like that there, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, like I was just saying to you guys though, the United States at this moment, man, I don't know what to say. I have never in all my years seen anything of this nature. I don't even know what to say or to even think of it because of the fact that economically, man, I think that people don't realize this here, and some people are a little bit dim, but I'm conscious enough to understand the fact that the United States was hit with biological warfare. You notice that it's getting worse here than anywhere else. I hear in New York City that it's just blowing up every day. Now they're telling us that they're talking about the people that are actually being tested now. And they're talking about the amount of people that's been tested. They're talking about how there are people actually that have not been tested and people whose tests have not come back yet. So every day they're tallying this up and they come into determinations of what the day's tally is as far as how the epidemic is spreading. But we got to take into consideration, man, what can we do to be safe? This reminds me of the commercials that are on television right now, where were on television, of the Invisible Man. And they show the lady that's in the house and the lady's running around and the Invisible Man is right there behind her. She don't even know it because the Invisible Man got her all shook up and she throws some paint on me. He's right there. Same type of situation, man. We don't know. The COVID-19 might be just right there in front of us. I was in 7-Eleven yesterday and somebody coughed. Man, let me tell you something. That lady coughed, man. The people in there was practically in a panic. And it was so crazy to me, man. You know, and my perspective of things is that, man, I don't know, you know, what are we supposed to do? We talk about social distancing. And shit, that's kind of hard, man, because of the fact that we're social individuals. The human being is a social creature. So that's the interesting part of this here. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell y'all, man, once again, check on your elders. Check on the old people in your community. Make sure everybody's all right, man. You got people that you think might be in the house quarantine, man. They might just be in the house because they can't get out. You might have people that might have needs, man. Something simple as a bottle, something simple as somebody to go to the water machine and get them take their water bottle and get a gallon of water for them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, things like that there. Check on your people. The essential needs are very important. And those things we need, you know what I'm saying? And I say that because us as able-bodied and capable, man, we ourselves become the vanguard of the community when these type of situations take place. See, this is the time right now when we need to be looking into things like we should have learned. And if any of you get the opportunity, look into the community emergency response. It's called CERT. They teach this at a lot of firehouses and within the community emergency response. You got to look into that because of the fact that the thing about that is that if there's a disaster, we can't wait on the government. If there's a disaster, we cannot wait on FEMA. We're going to have to be the ones going in the houses saving our own people because ain't nobody coming. You see what happened in New Orleans. You see how long it took them to get up in there. So therefore, take that into consideration. We're in a disaster right now. This is a disaster. The disaster right now, man, and we don't even know what's going on. We stuck, and we are, what's the word I want to use? We are, what shall I say, excommunicated. But we have not the ability to actually see each other face to face and have these general social discussions that we would have like this. They're keeping people away from people. They're telling people about social distancing, quarantine. So what we really need to be doing is we really need to be in communication some way, somehow. Remember what I told y'all, landline telephones. Make sure you got a landline phone. Because if you got a landline telephone, then that means that if the cell towers go down, that there's a way to communicate. We have to have all these things in place. We just don't know what, man. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell y'all to go out and hoard food, but I'm going to tell y'all have canned goods. Because canned goods don't go bad and they don't spoil. You know what I mean? I know I sound like a crazy ass anarchist or survivalist, but we just don't know what to expect. 2 weeks ago, we didn't expect a quarantine or nothing like this here. But like I said before, 3 months ago, I saw people walking around in masks, and I was asking people, what do they know that I don't know? See, all these things are very important because of the fact that there was something in front of this here. You know what I'm saying? There was something before. See, we live in this fishbowl. And this big fishbowl that we live in is just something where the fact that people themselves, they experiment on us.